Janet Fritzer for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to Spiegelmom Scraps. I'm doing a guest spot for them, and I am also doing this video for an unconventional cut file usage video or series that I am doing with MK over on her channel. And today I am making a shaker pocket, which I know is not exactly unconventional for a cut file, but I thought I'd go ahead and put it in there because, you know what, it still takes a lot more work than just sticking it on your page behind your photos. So if you want to know more about making cut files or making shaker pockets, this is a good one to watch. I did not leave every single bit in there because it took a while to back this cut file because it is kind of large, but I do leave some of it in there. So basically I turn my paper upside down and I trace the cut file. I put it upside down on top of the upside down paper, trace the inside of it, and then I cut a little bit larger than what I have traced out so that I can glue it to the section that I want to glue it to. So I'm just using my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive and I'm going to glue that down and make sure that it fits in there, and then I'm doing the exact same thing. The key is make sure your paper is upside down and your cut file is upside down when you do it, so that all of your pencil lines are on the back of the actual paper that you're cutting out. You can also trace on the outside of the cut file, but I find that to be a lot more difficult, especially if you have a lot of intersecting lines. So this is the way that I do it. There are times when I have this particular one here where I just went ahead and glued it on there, but I didn't cut all of those wavy lines. I just used my tiny scissors to go ahead and cut around them. So that is another option that you can use. And then you want to add your acetate, and this is Spiegelmom Scraps acetate. It's really thick and heavy duty. It's heat resistant and it die cuts well, so it is great acetate for this purpose. And so the layers go as such. You want your cut file, then your backing papers underneath your cut file, and then your acetate, and then your foam tape, and then your sequins inside, and the whatever you're going to put behind your entire shaker pocket. So that is the order that they go in. I have done it before where I've accidentally forgotten to do one part or another, and in fact I did forget to do the inside of my donuts. There are two donuts, the top one and the second from the bottom, that have a hole that you can see, and I forgot to do those before I put my acetate in. So I am just going to trim them out and go ahead and stick them in now. So the bottom one I put behind the acetate, but the top one I'm going to put on top of the acetate, so it looks like it's supposed to be there. And I'm going to fudge it by taking a glassine bag and I'm using it as a template because I can see the lines through it. And then I will cut my my wood, it's actually wood grain paper that I'm using to be the bottom of the donuts. It just was the right color for the donuts, so I thought it worked well. And it's the whole sheet is one plank of wood grain. There's not like lines from all of the other pieces of wood where they marry up together. So it worked well for this particular cut file. And then I'm going to go ahead and use some Big Mama foam tape. This is also from Spiegelmom Scraps, to go ahead and back my donut cut file. If you are interested in getting this donut cut file, it is a freebie over at the Spiegelmom Scraps website. I actually created this cut file exclusively for this layout and for Spiegelmom Scraps. So you can go and get it free as a free download from Spiegelmom Scraps if that's something that you are interested in. The Big Mama foam tape, it works really well, but it's a little bit wider than some of the lines that I have on my particular cut file. So what I did was, once I pulled a bunch of the backing tape off of the pieces that I've already glued down, I stuck it to the reverse side of the roll so that both sides of the tape, because it's double-sided tape, they're both covered by that backing tape. And then I used my scissors to cut it in half because it's super sticky. I didn't want to try using just my scissors to go ahead and cut it with the sticky side open. So if you just use something like a sticker backing sheet or whatever you've already pulled off the roll, anything like that, to go ahead and protect your scissors, it works very well. So I just cut it in half lengthwise, and I'm able to use that to create the foam area, or the the dimension that I need to match those wider areas. And then I'm also going to put a little bit of that foam tape where those bumps are for the icing. I don't want all of my sequins to fall down below where the icing is on a couple of those donuts. I want it to stay up in the area where it would be icing. And I thought that the sequins would kind of look like sprinkles that way. But, you know, if you don't create an area to keep them up above, they'll just fall to the bottom. So I did the best I could to do that by just adding some foam tape to make a little ledge so they don't just all filter to the bottom. I know some of them are because I don't have like solid lines going across there, but it does help the situation out. While I keep making these, putting down this foam tape basically, don't forget to check out what MK's doing over on her channel for an unconventional cut file usage. I'm sure it will be something more dramatic than what I'm doing today. But you know, shaker pockets are a lot of fun, and if you've never done one before, I highly recommend it. You can do it with simple shapes. It does not have to be anything as complex as what I'm doing here. You can do it with a heart shape, you can do it with a circle, anything you want. And it's kind of fun to put something in the background that is like you can put a circular die cut or something behind it with your sequins in the middle and have it so that the sequins show when they move around, you can see the design behind it. It doesn't have to be on your background paper like I am doing here. In fact, I probably could have put something else behind my cut file, like white paper or something like that, and they would have shown a little bit more maybe. Although I'm not really sure because my cut file is white. So I just did it on my background paper, and I think it looks fantastic. I really like the way that it looks. I kept the purple ones up towards the top because there's a little bit more purple at the top of the paper. I put the blue ones down at the bottom because there's more blue at the bottom. And then the middle ones I kind of just mixed in there because the sprinkles on Noah's donut are all different colors. So I took the photo that I had, I made it black and white, and I just turned the donut and Noah back to being colored. So they stand out. I didn't want the background to stand out in this particular photo because it's like a dark red wall and, you know, lots of stuff to confuse the colors. And then I just pulled some scraps out of my scrap bin, and I am backing the photo with these scraps to give it a little bit more lift and dimension. And that piece that I'm using right there is a leftover piece of mixed media paper that I had not used. And so I'm getting that out of my stash and behind my photo. While I go ahead and do that, I am inking up all of the layers so that gives added dimension. And while I work on that, I'll just wanted to list off in order from top to bottom what sequins I'm using there. They are Lilac Blooms, Me Crafty, Gladiola Fields, Time Captured, and Lavender Fields. And I really like how it looks. It's a really fun way to use shakers and give your page a lot of extra movement. So if you are interested in getting any sequins or the acetate or the foam, there you can get all of that, including the cut file, over at Spiegelmom Scraps. So I'll put a link down below for you guys so that you can find the shop easily if you want to go and check that out. So now that I've got my photo backed, I did have to put some foam behind my photo using the same foam tape so that I have the same height. And that is because it's going to overlap a little bit onto those donuts. And I don't want to have it like sinking down off the side. I want to make sure it has the same amount of dimension. Now I do realize that everything's a little bit right justified on my layout. I'm going to fix that by adding a whole bunch of different embellishments and a title over on that left hand side to balance the whole thing out. So here you're getting a really good glimpse as to these sequins, and they are so beautiful and so sparkly. I highly recommend them. Now you might be wondering why I'm doing a donut layout. That is actually one of Noah's favorite things. If you ask him what his favorite dessert is, he'll probably tell you a donut. And my niece had a sprinkle for her baby shower in May, and since it was a sprinkle, she had sprinkled donuts. And I'm pretty sure the donut on that plate that he's holding there is maybe his third donut for the day. Maybe more, but I'm pretty sure it was his third. And the look on his face is like, do you think I can get away with getting another donut? And so I just had to capture that because he's got that cheeky look on his face, and I think it's kind of funny. Because we were celebrating, he was allowed to have another donut. We weren't going to say no. So definitely had a nice sugar rush for that one. So I've added this circular vellum piece from, I want to say it's either from, well, it is from either Sweet Rush or Color Study. I think it's actually from Color Study, but the Sweet Rush and Color Study lines from Vicki Boutin both pair well together. So there is a mix of both products on this layout. I'm not entirely sure which one the tag is from. The little tab is definitely from Color Study. And then I found that chipboard piece that says Crazy Good. That's at the top of my screen there. I'm definitely going to use that because the donuts, he definitely thought they were crazy good. Now, sprinkled donuts are not my thing. I like the ones that just have, like, they've been rolled in sugar. But he loves the sprinkles. So definitely wanted to go ahead and use that Crazy Good chipboard piece. And the vellum piece, I did back that with some white paper just so that it would be easily seen and not have all of the transition of all of the paper layers showing through it. I'm going to use some black and white baker's twine to just put through my tag there. And let's see here. And I've tried to find a place for this. It says Some Kind of Wonderful, but I don't end up using it. I don't end up using either of those pieces up at the top. I found some little tiny heart stickers, but they had a really big white border around them, so I trimmed those down. And I'm going to use those on the paper because, you know, if you love something, you got to have hearts on there, right? So I will add a little bit of journaling on here about why, about the story that I mentioned earlier. It's just going to go on that tag, and maybe a little bit will have to go underneath the photo there. And, you know, you can't go without having sweet on your layout. So there is a title here in the Puffy Thickers from Vicki Boutin that says The Sweet Life. So I'm going to end up using that. I don't end up using this puffy sticker that says Things I Love, which, I mean, I could have used it because he definitely loves donuts, but I don't end up using it. I'm going to move the word sweet over a little bit so that I can fit the word life after it. And then it's just going to say The Sweet Life. And that will be the title for this layout. Luckily, these, they stick, but they don't stick so well that I can't, like, pick them up and move them over a little bit to get them situated, because obviously I didn't get my placement perfect, but they do actually stick to the page, so that's a nice feature. I am going to trim it down by, I think I do 1/4 of an inch on all 4 sides so that it's really a 1/2 inch taken off. Normally I do 1/4 of an inch off of 2 sides, or an 1/8 off of all 4 sides, but I went double this time because I'm going to double mat it first in white and then in black, and I really like the way that that looks. So my white paper is, I've taken 1/4 inch off of 2 sides, and then it'll have an 1/8 of an inch white reveal and an 1/8 of an inch black reveal, and I love the way that it looks. It looks so good, and it makes me happy to have it framed like that. It just somehow in my mind it finishes off the layout really well. So that's how it's going to look, and I think it looks especially good with that Crazy Good chipboard piece at the bottom there, because it emphasizes the black and the white, and then the black and the white baker's twine and the black title with the white cut file. So it all balances it out. And here is where I am going to go ahead and trace a piece of glassine bag or yeah, it is leftover glassine bag. I was gonna say maybe that's some vellum, but it's not. So I went ahead and just traced the circle, put it on top of the wood grain, and then cut around it. And I'm gonna just glue it in there to finish it off. And that is about it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. The close-ups are coming up here in just a moment for you, so stay tuned and check those out, and you can see more of those shakers. As always, if you have questions or comments, you can leave those down below, and I will get back to you as quickly as I can. It looks like I was fixing a piece of the foam tape that was sticking out there, you guys, in case you're wondering. I don't respond to my messages every single day, so you do have to bear with me, but I will respond to them, and I do appreciate them. So you can leave those down below. If you enjoyed this video, I would love a thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much again for watching. I really appreciate your time and that you chose to spend it with me today. I know there's so many options out there, and I feel rather blessed and honored that you chose my channel to watch. So I appreciate it, and I thank you very much. I will be back again very soon with another video, and don't forget, links are down below for anything that may interest you that I can still offer you. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.